Hey soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading I wanted to leave it open to the universe to pick our topic for today's reading. You guys have been enjoying this a lot. I have so much as well to just find out what we're meant to do the reading about today. And to do this I will be shuffling the tarot deck and pulling out 3 cards to see what the topic for today's reading should be. I already see the 3 cards actually. 1, 2, 3. But it looks like we have a 4th one. So let's check out what our topic today should be. So we have the Moon card, the 5 of Cups, okay, the High Priestess, okay, whoa, and the Queen of Pentacles. To be honest, it looks today like it has to do with healing. I see the 5 of Cups and the Moon, like healing a subconscious disappointment perhaps, or a shadow that will instantly make you connected and grounded / fortunate. So what would the topic exactly be? Give me a moment to figure that out, please. The way this High Priestess has this connection, higher connection, and has her eyes closed but opened, makes me think of the higher self, like a connection with the higher self. And also there is something instant about this card, like this figure closes her eyes, connects right away, and something is instantly changing with you know, the art. So with the movement of these lines, I want to say. So I feel like this is a message from the higher self, especially that we have the Manaz rune right there at the top of the card, which sometimes means interdependence, which gives me an idea that there is a wound that maybe is making you dependent on something without knowing. This tells me that the message will help you set yourself free from a wound, and a deep unconscious wound, and will help you get instantly grounded and fortunate. So to rephrase this, I would say your higher self's message on how to heal a wound that will instantly make you feel grounded and fortunate. It's like, do you see how these 2 cards are separated? It gives me this idea that the guidance will be about how to, like, not interconnect or not depend on maybe the survival tactics that this wound is creating to maybe help protect you, and thus is making you feel, will instantly make you feel grounded and fortunate. I feel like today's reading is going to be so important. I can't wait to get into it. And again, the topic is your higher self's message on how to heal a wound, heal a deep wound that will instantly make you feel grounded and fortunate. I hope you enjoyed today's reading. Can't wait to get into it. And yeah, it's like will help you transition right away, very quickly. Okay, that's why I'm so excited about today's reading. I love when messages like that come through on, like, maybe changing an idea, changing a habit, doing something that will instantly have a strong effect. I love these readings. This one moved, so let's take it. We'll be drawing out together 3 cards for today's reading. 1, 2, and 3. If you prefer to pick your piles using your zodiac signs, you will find a timestamp to that down in the description box. which will take you straight to the part of the introduction where we shuffle your zodiac signs and find out in which of the piles they fall under. But of course, if you prefer to pick your piles using your intuition, you can pick them through the cards that we will be revealing now, Mercury retrograde. Alternatively, you can pick your piles using crystals, which I will be placing on top of the cards in a moment. Okay, so the first card for today's reading is Retreat. Do you see your card? Yeah. Retreat. For pile number 2, you have Family. And for pile number 3, you have Limitation. So pile 1 is Retreat, pile number 2 is Family, pile number 3, the keyword is Limitation. Okay, as mentioned, if you prefer to pick your piles using crystals, let me add these right now. There we go. So for pile number 1, you have the Citrine. For pile number 2, you have the Bloodstone. And for pile number 3, you have the Malachite. So take a look at which one of these 3 piles you're the most drawn to, and this or these piles will be your reading today. As I always encourage you, in case you feel drawn to more than one pile, maybe even all of the piles, trust your intuition. It will be your guidance to getting the right information that may just be life-changing for you in today's reading. And once you're ready, you will find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I will see you in your readings. In a moment, I am about to assign different zodiac signs to each pile. And so if this is something that you do not prefer, please pause the video, take as much time as you need. And as mentioned, I will see you in your reading. But if you prefer to pick your piles using your zodiac signs, then my dear soul family, this part of the introduction was created specifically for you guys. And what I like to do is shuffle your zodiac signs really well. And then I will be drawing out 4 zodiac signs for each pile. Okay, so for pile number 1, the signs are Pisces, Cancer, Taurus, and Aries. As for pile number 2, the signs are Gemini, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Leo. As for pile number 3, the signs are, of course, Libra, Virgo, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. So these are the zodiac signs and their association to each of the piles for today's reading. Please feel free to pick your pile or piles using your sun, moon, or rising. I highly recommend you check out the 3. Alternatively, if you prefer to pick your piles using another placement in your chart, feel free to do that as well. And once you're ready, you will find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I will see you in your readings. Hey, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. Today's topic was chosen by the tarot cards, and we're taking a look at your higher self's message on how to heal a deep wound that will instantly make you grounded and fortunate. Can't wait to get into today's reading. These are the cards that I will be using. If you want to check any of them out, you always find that I link them down in the description box. You guys ask me about them all the time. And your crystal is the beautiful citrine. Your card is the, I feel this one, is the retreat card. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Pisces, Cancer, Taurus, and Aries. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your zodiac signs, please don't worry about it. They are not the official signs of this pile. They're just a way for others to pick their piles as well. Okay, so we've got the 33rd hexagram here with heaven and I believe mountain. We'll be reading it in a moment. The keyword here is retreat. And let's take a look at the rest of your cards. So you've got the Othala Markstava in reverse with independence, breaking cycles, and single. Okay. Right. Do you see your card? Yep. Okay. You have adaptation. You have the desert. Very, very interesting. Because here there's a plowing process happening. There's harvesting. There's a fertile ground. Here the desert lacks that capability to create life. It's almost dead here. So dead from life. You have the record player, repetition, vibes, grooves, stop living in the past. Wow, okay. Okay, so that's in the past, I guess. I'm gonna wait. We're gonna take a look at your tarot cards. And this way we'll fully understand what your message is from your higher self that will instantly make you grounded and fortunate. And it has to do with healing a wound that you have. So interesting. Can't wait to see what this is. This reading is going to be about. Oi, thanks. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at your tarot cards. You've got the Spirit of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles. Sorry, the Spirit of Pentacles is the Page of Pentacles, and you've got the Four of Pentacles. Wow, the Nine of Cups. Okay, that's really good to see, actually. Let's stop here for a moment because I'm starting to grasp an idea and I don't want to lose it. Of course, I'm not going to do the whole reading with these 3 cards, but just to capture that initial understanding, and then we'll go on with the cards. So I'm seeing here, and I think you can see it too, with the desert, it's like perhaps some form of lack towards maybe a specific emotion or a specific need happened in the past. I don't know how long, but it's obviously in the past. It says stop living in the past. The siren is like a calling, such an urge to follow something that you desire so much, right? Isn't that the siren? They call for you, although sailors know they're dangerous, but part of them feels that grand attraction and that calling, and they just follow it, right? So it feels to me like even a hand is calling out, you know? There's a lack of something with the dead energy of the desert, like there was something that you didn't get in the past, and not just didn't get a lot of, it's like nada, nothing, and there's a hand reaching out going, I need this, I need this, I'm almost like dying. And so since this happened in the past, with the siren, it created a strong pull. It could be an emotional pull, not sure, just saying emotional because of the 9 of Cups, but it created I think it is an emotional, because what else would it be if it's a need? So anyways, it created this pull. Let me not suggest. Created this pull. We as human beings function as emotions. So it created this pull, strong pull towards something. I feel that this pull perhaps almost controls you. Not with the siren, not that it has full control over you, because, you know, the sailors, if they decide they're not going to follow that strong pull, they won't, and they can always pass by. But in all cases, it's like you find yourself maybe acting, feeling, behaving, doing something without even, like, if you're not so conscious of it and start catching yourself doing it, you'll almost find yourself doing it automatically. Like, it's such a strong pull, and it's coming due to a strong need that you had in the past that wasn't fulfilled. So that's the initial idea that I have, and what really made me feel strongly about it was the 4 of Pentacles. It's like maybe an authoritative figure kept it from you, given the lion hands and the rabbit and the proportion between them. It makes me feel like they're so high up, and this little rabbit is so tiny, all they can see is the base of the tree. So it gives me this perspective from you as a small child, perhaps, of you, of some authoritative figure keeping something from you. Whether it was a parent, whether it was a teacher, a bad neighbor, a nanny, you know, it could be anyone. But it seems like they were doing it for selfish reasons with this holding. Like maybe they wanted to, it doesn't have to be with the Pentacles just money. It could be something that is an important resource to them. Maybe they did it because they want to keep their time to themselves, or they wanted to keep their resources to themselves. What else could be Pentacles? Something mostly, I want to say, materialistic. So that could be time. Also, or at least some form of resource to them that was important. Maybe energy. right? It could have been energy. Although these are pentacles, but in that case, their resource and to be able to distribute their energy throughout the day is considered a resource, and maybe they couldn't spend a lot of it, perhaps. So it seems like an authoritative figure who was keeping some form of resource or the other. Okay, so let's move on with the reading. I'm happy I just took that out before I forget my observation. You have the 10 of Pentacles. Wow, these are really favorable cards. 9 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. Let's see. You have the Awakening. And the 6 of Cups with so many memories. I think this tells me that you actually have a lot of these memories. And perhaps this is why it says repetition. Stop living in the past. So you remember in this pile the beautiful memories as well as the bad, it seems. There seems to be some dualistic energy in this pile, like good and bad. Let's see. Maybe that good and bad, that pull and push dynamic, perhaps, like pull and push dynamic that made you wanting more, perhaps. Let's see. Right. Oh, I'm thinking something. Othala is family. Othala Markstava is maybe you were left alone as a child or something. Maybe that resource was actually time, or you had to take care of yourself as a child. Whether maybe you had to take care of yourself, you felt like you weren't given time, you weren't given energy. So all in all, there's this feeling of you feeling on your own. Okay, you have the 3 of Wands. You've got the Knight of Wands. Okay, I need to check. I don't know why I always forget in this deck which one is the Spirit and which one is the Inspiration. Let me check and I'll be back. Okay, so guys, this is the Queen of Pentacles. And this is the Page of Wands. You have the 5 of Pentacles. You have the Wheel of Fortune. It's awesome to see these two cards next to each other, especially in conjunction to the 9 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so 7 of Cups and the Chariot card. Let's stop there for a moment before we take a look at the rest. So it's a good thing we've established the idea here, because now I see so much more to it. Look at the retreat here with the 7 of Cups. This person looks like they are in a retreat, isn't it? So the first thing I'm actually seeing, a strong message that I'm seeing here, is that although this energy was maybe painful when you were little, but with the Queen of Pentacles, this definitely made you a person who's able to create their own reality and make their dreams come true, the 7 of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. So it's like with all of the eggs here, the sky's the limit, the potential's the limit. You seem to be someone who's on the path to being capable of achieving all of their dreams, golden dreams, huge dreams, one after the other. And so you're going from energy of lack to energy of great fortune. So I guess the one of the messages here taking a look at the contrast between these two cards and the contrast between these two cards, especially with the energy of the Queen of Pentacles, there's no doubt that your strongest message here is that what you've gone through in the past has created who you are today. This person who knows how to depend on themselves and create these dreams for themselves. Whatever you imagine, you are capable of making come true. And look at you today. The view with the feet, or your path, representing your path, has changed. Here, it feels like someone doesn't know what to do. And here, it looks like someone's living their dream. They're in their vacation. The sky's the limit, and they've got options here, thinking, what dream can I create next for myself? And it looks like life took you far, helping you see things that you didn't see before, maybe even like travel and do so many, you went on an awesome journey. Maybe even in comparison to others, starting off in your journey, you have come so far. And so, yes, this might have been like really bad from this person to do what they did. But I feel like there's a strong message of look at who you are today, and how this sparked your power to transform, become self-independent, have the hands and the tools to create the world that you imagine. So it made you so fortunate. And this is something that you should be very proud of. Another message that I'm seeing, that yes, there seems to be a strong pull towards something. I'm not sure what it is. I will be pulling out cards and seeing what that pull is from the past that is still pulling you. But I do see that there are memories in your heart and mind that you keep playing and playing and playing and playing. Some are good, some are not. But specifically, there's a focus on the not, the things that you lacked one day. And I see that your reading is telling you, you want to cut off the siren energy. You must stop replaying these memories of the past. Release them and let them go. Take a break with retreat from thinking about these thoughts that keep playing. Because if you pause, release, and you stop that automatic playing, as you play the memories, the siren calls. You play the memory, the siren calls, and it becomes this natural coexistent energy with you. I'm really feeling that your cards are saying, when you pause, retreat, like prevent yourself from replaying these memories, good or bad, perhaps even the good sometimes leading to the bad. Stop living in the past and take a long break from it. Because with that, you're changing the form of your ground or your being. That from lack to that which becomes healthy and is able to bring out life again. Once you get into that state, remembering the past won't matter anymore. They will just be visuals that you remember. And they will not be feeding the siren whose voice becomes louder and louder as you play the record by time. And so your guides here are telling you, you want an instant solution that would ground you and make you fortunate and heal this deep wound. It's to be disciplined with retreating from these memories that play in your mind, good and bad. Cut out the past for now. It shall awaken you and help you rise, because you've already grown so much, as your cards are showing. You've become a fortunate, highly independent person who's able to create the life that they want. Cutting this out, cutting the past out, growing from it, will allow you to move forward with strength. And it will give you that groundedness and fortune that you want. Now, I'm really, just in case, I mean, I'm sure everyone listening already knows what this desert is, but I shouldn't assume. So let me at least pull out 2 cards to get clarification on what this desert energy is. We know it's some form of materialistic thing. It could be money, it could be time, it could be energy, some form of resource that an authoritative figure kept to themselves, chose themselves with. Ace of Cups. 10 of Wands. You know, I could be wrong about, the resource could also be emotions for a lot of you. Oh, I did notice emotions when I saw the 9 of Cups. So it could be emotions actually for a lot of you as well. So if any of these resonates, please take the one that resonates. Time, money or finances, materialistic things, energy, and also you have emotions. And that was a huge burden to carry on your own as a child, because you see tiny otter here, so cute. Okay, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say because I don't want to like make you emotional. We're not supposed to recall the memories here, but I believe that this. Oh, or it could be it may not be emotional for you, but it affected you emotionally. So whatever this is, emotions, I won't repeat them, you know by now, was really something so heavy to carry with you as a child. It has been a heavy emotion for sure. Okay. 10 of Wands, by the way, is the end of heaviness. You can end this right away. You know, like, give yourself, this is from me, but you don't have to like follow it, but you can do that right away, or you can, if it's easier for you, give yourself like tomorrow noon, no more thoughts or something like that. I'm really seeing your reading actually talking about right away, but you know, you can give yourself a time as well. In all cases, your guidance is stop, retreat from these thoughts, and by time, life within you will grow. This siren will leave. And let's see what you will have instead. The siren will leave. Your ground will be full of life, meaning your life, your being, your emotions, you will sprout life once again. And like I said, when you do, in fact, because it could have said end, it just says retreat for now. Because when you do, after a while, after you've healed and found life and the siren has left, the calling has left, when you do in fact go back to these memories, it won't have an effect on you anymore. The siren has left. So what will be replaced here? And that's through discipline of taking a retreat. Ace of Pentacles. And and the Tower. Do you see the fall? Isn't this awesome? The siren will fall. It lived rent-free, you know, in your being, wreaking havoc. And so the siren shall fall, and you will have a clear new life. This reminds me of keep on swimming. Move on from what has happened in the past. Let the past be in the past. And the more you take a break from it and discipline yourself to not think about it any longer, it shall one day become a story of the past. It will fall. It will have no place to leech on any longer. Thinking about it fed, it seems, the siren. And when you block out the feeding of the siren, it too shall die. And this will be your solid new beginning. It will be yourself, giving yourself that resource that was taken from you. So it's like an authoritative figure was supposed to give it to you, didn't. By not feeding the siren is akin to your old self giving it to your inner child. And you become free and independent from it, breaking the cycle. My dear pile number 1, this is exactly what I see in your reading as to your higher self's message on how to on how to heal a wound that will instantly make you grounded and fortunate. This is exactly what I see in your reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please do consider joining the memberships. It is honestly a great way to support me if you can and wish to do so. If you want to, there is a join button right under this video. I've also left a link first thing in the description box to make it easy for you to find. Thank you guys so much for the kind support. I appreciated sending you guys so much love. And my dear pile number 1, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Today's topic was picked by the tarot cards, and we're taking a look at your higher self's message on how to heal a wound that will instantly make you grounded and fortunate. Can't wait to get into your reading. Your crystal is the beautiful Bloodstone. Oh, looks like it's this one and that one. And your main card, significator card, is the wind and fire. The wind and fire hexagram number 37 with family, right? Very interesting. How many are there here? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Is that an older person or a child? I'm not sure. Okay, so that's all details. Let's take a look at your cards and see what is that guidance on how to instantly make you grounded and fortunate. Okay, so you have, oh wow, the Temple. I didn't tell you guys. If you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Gemini, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Leo. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your zodiac signs, please do not worry about it. They are just there to guide others to pick their piles as well, but they are not the official signs of the pile for everyone watching. Okay, you've got the vessel, Temple, vessel. Something about the body. Okay. They say the body is the temple. I don't know why that is. Maybe there's a focus on motherhood, perhaps since you have family here. Not sure. You have the brain with do not use. So memory, personality, thought, use it or lose it. Very interesting. Okay, you have the Queen, perfectionism, rules, you will step out alone. Okay, very interesting. You have noir, which is black. And is that like a solar eclipse when something eclipsed you or eclipsed something and it went dark all of a sudden, perhaps? I don't know. Let's see. This is gonna be so interesting, I feel. And you have the Ansu's rune with communication, wisdom, message. Also, vulva is a witch. Perhaps what happened here caused you to be highly psychic or something. Right, let's see. I'm so intrigued about your reading and can't wait to see what are all these lines here. Like there's a huge effect of something. They're all over your reading. Let's see. So, my dear pile number 2. What is your higher self's message on how to heal a wound that will instantly make you grounded and fortunate? Yeah, that's it. Let's find out together. So, where did we see? There we did see alone somewhere. You will step out alone, and you've got aloneness. Family and aloneness. Okay, you have the 7 of Swords with politics. You have the 5 of Swords with comparison. The 6 of Cups with the dream. Okay. The 6 of Wands with success. I'm seeing, you know, this dream card instantly reminds me of no, it's not Cinderella, you know, being dressed in that beautiful dress and going out to meet the prince. And you've got comparison here. Perhaps you had a family, maybe you even had like a step parent or something. Very, very specific detail, but since I remembered Cinderella here. But in all cases, I get that sense with comparison and politics and family, especially that I remembered Cinderella. I was initially going to tell you that what happened is causing you to compare yourself to others. It could be the case. I'm not gonna scratch it off yet, but since I'm seeing Cinderella, I know the story is that the stepmother and the stepchildren or siblings were the ones that were comparing themselves to Cinderella. So it's one thing or the other. There seems to have been a lot of toxicity, maybe in the family, political games, you know, under the table games, passive aggressiveness perhaps, a lot of comparison, a lot of hey, look at this, hey, look at that, I'm better, you're better, things like that. Okay, you have the, now it's so clear. You've got the Devil card. This was toxic, I'm sure. Okay. You have the 10 of Swords with rebirth. Look at that. I mean, that can't be a coincidence, this placement. It really speaks for itself, doesn't it? You have the Three of Pentacles with guidance. Okay, and look how they fit exactly. Wow. You've got the Queen of Cups with receptivity. You've been receiving guidance in this pile. How cool. It's like you thought you were alone. Maybe in a family that has many people. You felt alone. Maybe craving for love. But you were never alone. Do you see that? Your guides saw everything. They were always there for you, giving you guidance through maybe signs and synchronicities, or maybe, look, you've got vulva, you're highly psychic. Obviously, they were able to communicate effectively with you. And you have, wow, the Ace of Swords with consciousness. I feel like I totally understand your reading. But before I'm so confident like that, just let me check a detail here with... Oh, I actually do super understand your reading. Look, my dear pile number 2. Your story about that wound that you're going through starts before, like a long time ago. Maybe for some of you, it started in the womb. For some of you, it could have even started in a past life. But in all cases, you seem to have come here. Your soul seems to have come here knowing that you will experience a journey, at least in the beginning of your life, alone. Look at that. You will step out alone from the mother's womb. And so aloneness makes me feel like this pile perhaps had to rely on being on their own. You had to be on your own. You felt alone. I would say lonely. You felt lonely. And although you seem to come from a large family, you were on your own. Dreaming of love. And so if I think correctly, I think from a 6 of Cups is childhood. And so from an early age, you always wanted love. You always dreamt of love. And it seems like there was some form of great toxicity going on between family members. We did say this was wind and fire. Oof, like wind and fire is like things going on fire, like spreading like wildfire. So I'm seeing that there was a lot of comparison and political games. Perhaps this is with conditioning here, is talking about belittling you or putting like making you think yourself as something when really you are something else completely. So that could be due to political games, like they can see you but they decided to portray you in another way. This could be like being intimidated by your awesome life, your awesome skills, your awesome looks, your awesome character, intelligence. So they made you believe yourself to be as something, to follow them. Power. It could talk about power. Maybe they belittled you and convinced you to be something other than what you completely were, to follow them. And they made a lot of comparisons. And obviously we're not giving love. With do not use, it's almost like they found you to be very smart and strong, but they didn't want you to use your mind. They just wanted you to follow. So what I'm understanding here is that this was all a power game. A mother or a father or both. And I'm saying mother or father because of family, but please take it how it resonates. Just wanted you to follow, and that's it. Oh yes, eclipse. How did I miss that? They were intimidated by who you were. You were obviously very different from your family, one way or the other. It could be community, by the way. It doesn't have to be family. It could be family, it could be community. And obviously you stood out in such an intimidating way. And because you stood out like that, somebody wanted to eclipse you through nasty games like comparison or telling you things like who do you think you are and so on. Things like that. So I believe your first message here, which you've already realized it seems because there's a rebirth going on already. You've been in this situation for a long time with the camel. There is your lion rebirth these days. You've discovered who you are and you're rising to your real power. I want to show you something here. Here you were eclipsed and the light here is coming out, which kind of means you can never be eclipsed. That can't happen. You can't eclipse the sun for long. You can see that the things they told you, they didn't believe it. They were hiding the truth. And here you can see that they were very intimidated by you. And so they presented you or treated you in one way when really they understood that you were totally another way. So perhaps what triggered all this within your family is or your community, is their instant realization that you are far different. It's like, look at that, you were born a queen, symbolizing you were born very privileged in one way or the other. And you can really see it all over your reading. Born the queen, you know? So, and of course, queen is genderless. That's just energy. So you're realizing who you are here. You are no longer allowing that energy of whatever this political lying game with the Seven of Swords was to eclipse you any longer. You're finding your light. And so the first guidance that you have is to first know that whoever this community was, or this family, or your family, or maybe even a member in a family, a mother, a father with a tie, whoever this was, they knew who you were. And they were comparing themselves with you. That's the story of Cinderella. And because of this intimidation and wanting to, and also the need for power, seeing you as strong, it was the easiest way to make you follow them without thinking much. Not that they actually saw whatever they said. This community or this family felt like you were born privileged. Yeah, you were born privileged. Unfortunately, was unbearable for them. And like I said, along with that, they needed control. Okay. The first guidance is, do you see this queen is wearing headsets? It's kind of like, don't listen to what they said. Don't listen to the way they acted, and listen to your guidance instead. And you came on this journey knowing you're going to be alone, because with vulva and consciousness, look at the Buddha here. This was a great opportunity, it seems, for your soul to grow in such an expansive way like no other. You knew what a type of evolution would happen to you with this journey. And you can already see with the Six of Wands and the Ace of Swords that this evolution is going to be successful. You're on the way to succeeding. And I did notice, oh yes, there we go with the rebirth. I did notice that you're already on that journey with the Ten of Swords. So you're already breaking free from it. You're breaking free from the eclipse, of you being eclipsed, which is very strong in your reading here. And it seems like you are getting communication direct from a higher power, from your guides. Also, you know, Ansus can represent Odin, but can represent God. So I'm seeing like you're getting direct communication. Like, look at that. Your third eye active, very active third eye. With all these lines, it seems like you're highly connected, highly spiritual with the temple, with the vulva, who in Norse mythology is like a witch. So yeah, that can't be a coincidence. Okay, so now that we've put everything together, let's now take a look at how your higher self is guiding you to instantly, what you should do to instantly make you grounded and fortunate. I did notice the ears here. It's like, first thing, don't listen to the rules. Don't listen to how they treated you, because it's false. Don't listen to the way they treated you, the way they compared themselves or others with you. Don't listen to all this toxicity and eclipsing yourself, because none of them, no one from this community ever believed that. It seems like you always were shining bright, and it seems like it was just normal for these people to eclipse you like that. And so your first guidance is, don't ever listen, don't ever translate it as true. That's the first thing. Also, it seems like don't listen to the rules. I'm feeling that your guidance here to find groundedness, it seems like this community doesn't really, I want to say it in the most polite way, but they don't really use their mind. Maybe they're not evolved yet. Their ideas are not evolved yet. And so, seeing you as being so conscious, it seems like there is a conflict here. A conflict of maybe the rules don't make sense to you. Like, maybe everybody's doing something one way and you realize that you don't want to do it this way. Because if you don't, look at that, you will be labeled as something else. Oops, so sorry. There we go. You'll be labeled as something else that you're not. So your guidance to find groundedness is you don't have to play these games. Whatever these games are to you in your life, follow your guidance. You're directly connected. And so follow your heart, follow your intuition. And so maybe you are struggling with these rules, struggling to do something in a specific way that you feel is not right. Your guidance is don't do it. Don't do what doesn't make sense to you, and don't give yourself the label that they would give you if you don't conform to these rules. Listen to your own guidance. And if you listen to your own guidance on your own, you will be illuminated on the right way to do the things that you want in your way. Most importantly, don't label yourself don't give yourself, I would say, the same labels that they would give you or anyone not doing things in the way you just know is not right, because there's difference in evolution here. And that's not to compare, but it is to judge critically, to judge the situation critically. Do you see the DNA in the Queen of Cups? It seems like you're healing down to your physical body, and you're even with that healing a passed on generation trauma from one generation to the other. And a quick peek to your future, the dream that you have with the type of love that you want will happen. But it's waiting for you to evolve first, to finish your transformation process, your rebirth, process. And the more you follow your ideas, the more you're finding the light, and no one can further eclipse you. In that case, I would say the guidance is use it or lose it. Find your own labels. That's their label. Take it out. And with every situation, create your own label. Because if you shall follow your own path with their label, you're hindering your progression. And so I would say the takeaway from this reading on how to heal this wound, and where it instantly makes you grounded and fortunate, is to remove labels and set proper labels for the things that you are doing. And so thus, when you go through that situation, you're replacing that old idea that they've implanted within you to who you are when you act in a specific way, to you repeating a new label and living this situation in a new label and not with the old one. And that, it seems like it's bringing your light back and coming in a very strong way. No one can stop you now because you are someone with great power that now knows it. And that's why perhaps the labels are so important, to replace old labels with new ones. And so I really feel that your reading here is talking about following your own guidance. You are directly connected. And this instant shift is by an instant homework of relabeling things. When this happened, this doesn't mean that I'm that. This means that I'm this. When this happens, this doesn't mean that I don't want to do that. It means that I just don't want to do this. and creating your own labels and repeating them to yourself in the situation will break you free, and you will find who you really are. Do it with your own hands. You are responsible for yourself. You were born on your own, and so it is within your hands to heal it. Don't wait for the outside to relabel you. You do the label. It is in your hands. And it looks like you're already in that process. And as I can see, you're on your way to succeeding in finding your light again. It seems like, by the way, this healing is not just healing you in the spiritual journey. Like, it's not just something emotional where you transcend spiritually, but it's also healing you physically. Look at that. It is healing your physical body. You're glowing because you got the temple here. And also healing you mentally as well. There is something about your body changing in your reading. And there's something about you finding true love here. Whatever this means to you, you'll be successful at it. Because you would have finally healed this family trauma. And transcended spiritually. You're about to succeed in an important spiritual, I would say, mission that you came here for, to heal and find closure in. And my dear pile number 2, this is exactly what I see in your reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please do consider joining the memberships. It's a good way to support me. If you can and wish to do so, you will find a join button right under this video. You'll also find a link first thing in the description box. I left it there to make it easy for you to find. And I thank you so much for your kind consideration to supporting me. Thank you guys so much. Sending you so much love. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at your higher self's message on how to heal a wound that will instantly make you grounded and fortunate. This topic was picked by the tarot cards in today's reading. Can't wait to get into it. The first and second piles were very significant, and I would say the solutions presented in the cards were brilliant. They were really awesome. So I can't wait to see what idea we see in the third pile. Your crystal is the, let's go again. Let's go one more time. Your crystal is the beautiful Malachite. And your card has the keyword limitation. It is, oops, let me check. Oh, so this is fire, and this, so this is fire. This would be, oh, I can't remember. I used to know them by heart. Lake, fire and lake. Okay. So if we need, we'll check out the 60th hexagram if we need to do that. And yeah, let's take a look at your oracle cards first. So you have, this popped up in pile number 1. And so I would say if you were drawn to pile number 1, I highly recommend it. So you've got the Othala Markstava, the Othala rune in reverse with independence, breaking cycles, single. Okay. You have the spider. So also, if you picture piles using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Libra, Virgo, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your zodiac signs, as I always remind you guys, please don't worry about it. They are not the official signs of this pile for everyone watching. They are simply another way for others to pick their piles as well. So you have the venom. Can you see your card? Oh, I'm very sorry. There we go. The venom. Okay. Something super toxic here is going on. And the Othala rune, by the way, is family. So gosh, in the 3 piles, there was a theme of family. And here it would say someone in your family was so toxic that you had to break free from them. Like find your independence from them in this pile. Maybe they put a lot of limitations on you. Maybe they were feeding off of you. You know, the spider would build all this web to control someone, to like hold a bug down to feed on it, right? So I feel like this was a very toxic, I would say, acted in a very toxic way, family member who was very controlling, wanted to keep you stuck, to maybe feed off of you or something, and maybe you broke free or you're gonna break free too early. But that's what I'm noticing so far in such a strong way. You have the fuzzy cat, ineffable, fluff, engage in rapt contemplation. I feel like the type of toxicity here made you hyper alert. Hyper alert. Okay. The crystal ball. It's really interesting. Was it also in pile number 1? I think so, because there's common things here. There's the family. There's also the intuition, which was very strong. If I remember correctly, also in pile number 1, I could be wrong. But yeah, these 2 things, family and intuition, both were very strong in the readings. Okay, so let me pull out your tarot cards and ask. Get an understanding of the situation, and most importantly, your higher self's message on how to heal a wound that will instantly make you grounded and fortunate. So you have the Page of Swords. Right. Looks like a keychain, doesn't it? Okay, so you have the 5 of Wands. The Queen of Wands. Wow, okay. That's really good to see. That is awesome to see. Ace of Pentacles. Wow, talk about independence, right? Okay, you have the Fool card. And you've got the Knight of Wands. I feel like I want to pause. Like, I'll pull out the rest of the cards. But I want to pause before taking a look at the others, because I feel like I want to understand the situation better. Also, this one's pushed out, so I'm going to take it. Yeah, I feel like I need to pause to understand the situation better. I do see that there was obviously a lot of toxicity, perhaps abuse or something, and a lot of shouting, maybe a lot of screaming, a lot of control, a lot of limitation. And yeah, the control is very strong here, feeding off of your energy, making use of, you know, maybe you had to serve these people, like they were pushing you to do things for them, like you do the cleaning, you do the food, you do this, you do that. In all cases, like with Ineffable, it seems like they've done horrible things that can't even be described. And so what I believe the reading is going to be talking about in healing and making you feel grounded. Something that has to do with hyper attention, or like being so alert of your environment, which is on its own putting a lot of limitations on you. It's like you broke free here, and good for you. But you didn't fully break free. Although you broke free like physically, but it's like they're still there with the way you are very focused on the outside, which is what is keeping a lot of limitations. I feel like the key here lies in deeper thought, because you see the Page of Swords here is like under the water in a cave under the water. Like there's deep thought. Do you see that? Has to do with, if you think about something deeply, you will find the key. In all cases, what I was so happy to see for you, before we discover what this guiding advice is that will instantly make you grounded, what I'm seeing here for you that is making me so happy is that you are going to find your power. You're going to be a very strong person coming out of this experience. You must be someone who, so awesome to see this. You must be someone who has become so confident, so strong. You have matters in your own hand. There's a very, very close energy to you, to pile 1. I definitely highly recommend it in that specific area of how you're doing your own thing. You have matters in your hands. You have the goddess Gifyun, who is a goddess of the unmarried women. She was known to do things her way. She broke free out of societal taboos. She does things in her own way. One of the examples is like marrying giants was a no-no, and she did. Or not marry them, but what I want to say is I think, I'm not sure if she married them or if she slept with them. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But in all cases, my point is that just like the mermaid here who's grown her own legs and Gifyun, you've become a radiantly confident, strong person who takes matters into their own hands, goes in their own direction, does their own thing. You found your power. Nothing can stand in your way with the Knight of Wands. Love your character here. But at the same time, there is something that makes you hyper alert. Something that engage in rapt contemplation. Something that most of the time, how can I say that? Keeps your mind busy. Keeps your mind busy is something that makes you hyper attention on something that it actually creates this limitation for you. And that's how this person or these people are still living within you and causing that lack of groundedness. Okay, so now I think I've grasped the idea of the energy that I'm seeing. Now I believe we can continue and see what your guidance is, because we still haven't taken a look at the Five of Wands or the Ace of Pentacles yet. So let's continue. You have the Six of Swords. Wow, the Ace of Cups. Where did I see? The Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Wow. Okay. You have, gosh. Oh, the Hanged Man. And I remember reading about this Hanged Man. The question was this merman, really stuck, or were they keeping themselves stuck? It was so interesting, this card. Before we continue, let me read this to you. This hangman is so interesting, and I feel like it's adding something to the reading that I'm not picking up on yet. But let's open on the hanged man. There we go. So it says, looking at this image, can you tell if our merman was caught in a fishing net or if he put himself inside? Does it even matter how he got into the net in the first place? Upside down in a net is where he is. And by the look of him, he's in no hurry to remove himself from his hanging position. With his spiky hair just inches from the dock, he looks out from the net with a bit of cheeky expression. Oh, maybe you can see it better here. It's bigger. Looks out with a cheeky expression on his face, as if he knows something you don't, or as if he has found the very thing you keep searching for. And I noticed you're searching for something. You're like looking for something here. So interesting. Okay, so let's keep that here. You're looking for something. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Reflection. Leave room in your plans. The Queen of Cups, we'll find out. The Queen of Cups. And look, I just noticed there's a cup. And then we have the Queen who found the cup and is holding it. Oh, found herself. Wow. So that's the cup. Are you looking for yourself? Okay, we'll find out. The Lovers. I think you are. Although you have build such a strong character, a part of you is looking for something, and that something is within yourself, or is within yourself, and so that would be the thing that makes you find yourself. What an interesting reading. I can't wait to figure this out. And you have the High Priestess. I mean, there's something really, I don't want to say weird, I want to say awesome, actually, in today's reading. Every pile, I think pile number 1, 2, I'm not sure, showed how the person listening to it was highly psychic. I think the people who have chosen to click on today's reading and watch are highly psychic. I don't know why it's important that it showed up in all of the readings, but it may be relevant to you. You might understand why. My interpretation in pile number 2 was it helped pile 2 become psychic, or was that pile number 1? Okay, we're not here to discuss the other piles. In all cases, your cards are showing that you are a highly psychic person. Maybe it is your psychic abilities that will help you reach a conclusion. Let me think. I think it's time to pause and reflect. Just like the card here is inviting you to do. Maybe you should do that with me too, as I'm reading your cards. You're a highly psychic person yourself. And perhaps listening to me is not the full message in your pile. I am just interpreting what I'm seeing. I think you're being invited to hear your message psychically, because this message will be a key to you understanding what this is about, catching on to it, and liberating yourself from this energy, finding yourself. So I highly invite this pile to listen to me today using your psychic ears. Okay. The limitations that you have don't seem to come from the outside. They seem to come from within. And I think this is what the reading is inviting you to realize. Remember what we read about this card. Was it the outside or was it the inside? Was it someone who catched this merman, or was it him who's keeping himself stuck? That's the question. And so I feel like your message with this new beginning is realizing that whatever happened in the past is in the past. Now things are in your own hands. And you can create your own reality or become who you want to become. And although you freed yourself from the outside, the question becomes, are you still holding yourself hostage? Look at the net, it's like the spider net, isn't it? Are you still holding yourself hostage to the very energy they once created? And is it not now in your hands to liberate yourself? That requires great reflection. With leave room in your plans, it means perhaps that the way you are planning for your future or for the things that you want to do, it's the same keychain. You're chained with something. You're limiting yourself. Also, although this is a keychain, like you can open the door and liberate yourself. So I'm glad that the message today is talking about hearing it in your own way, because I honestly can't understand the full situation to understand why this is the message. Because I do see you liberating yourself, but I'm going to trust the process with the reading. There hasn't been real freedom, because real freedom comes from within. And maybe this is opposite. Maybe this is talking about reflection, an invitation to reflect. Maybe you're so afraid to do something. Maybe you are being tied down by their thoughts. Maybe you're being tied down by their ideas. Although you liberated yourself, maybe a part of you is still afraid to fully liberate yourself from within, from other things. I think that is what this is talking about. And this is creating a lot of limitations on you, and maybe even causing them to still feed off of you somehow. Or maybe they're not there at all, and you're still the one now keeping yourself stuck with the things they told you. I think I see with the Lover's card here representing the self. I think it's with the things you're keeping yourself stuck with, the things they told you. And in that case, the hyper reflection here is fear of being judged, perhaps, from people. Fear of being seen in a different way. Whatever that toxic situation was, the key is in your hands. Because if you turn the key, you find a treasure of ultimate freedom. A treasure of ultimate freedom, a treasure of, you see, these are pearls, which could talk about beauty, finding yourself, self-worth, finding your self-worth. Also a treasure of wealth. It means good. It could also open up treasure of being liberated to do what you believe in. Maybe there are voices in your mind of that's not good, because you do have perfection. Oh no, perfection was in another pile. So in all cases, I feel like their thoughts, whatever this was, is keeping you hostage. And if you decide to release these thoughts that they once entrapped you with, you would have found your ultimate freedom. That is the underlying root cause behind everything that you could be experiencing that is not pleasant. And that is liberating your ideas from theirs. And you've already done that in such a grand way. Now is the time to do this liberation from within. Because if you cut that net, you find yourself instantly, and you find great emotional healing. You're already a person who nothing can stand in their way. So you've got the key. The key's with you, and the key has to do with something psychic. The key has to do with something psychic. Let me reflect on that. You also have the cat. The cat has 9 lives. Nothing can break you down, my dear pile 3. Your transition here could be very quick with the 6 of Swords gliding on the ice. It can be maybe even instantaneous. So the psychic powers or your intuition or something, let me reflect and see what the 5 of Swords is saying here. I think I'm getting an idea with the High Priestess, but I want to talk about the 5 of Wands before I forget the idea here. The 5 of Wands, this is an interesting 5 of Wands card, because usually the 5 of Wands are like competing against each other. But here you can see all of them working against a goal. So I think the message here is like, don't compete with others, don't compare with others, but rather find inspiration from each and everyone. And there's this idea of gliding through something to find yourself. They're both opening their minds, the High Priestess and the Hanged Man. One finds awareness through an uncomfortable position. The other, with the High Priestess, they're both major arcana. The High Priestess has an open mind to receive information. So one receives it through a difficulty, and the other receives it through an open mind. I would say you are highly psychic, highly intelligent, very powerful, my God. It is the emotion with the cup. It is the emotion that is standing in the way of this liberation. Perhaps making you compete with others, maybe even without realizing. Perhaps it was the venom of whoever this figure was, and not your own. It's kind of like, don't imitate them in energy and thought, and instead break free. It's like you don't have to please them anymore, and rather get inspiration from others to be who you want to be. This way you find yourself. So free yourself from their venomous thoughts and take the inspiration that you like to become who you want and like. That's the key to turning from being stuck to the High Priestess energy. An open mind to change the way you are thinking, because that is the entrapment. That is what they left with you. That's the treasure. That is what's underneath it all. To release these thoughts and seek inspiration from each and every person or thing that you're inspired by, to become it. And that is the true fulfillment. That will instantly and quickly help you become grounded and fortunate. Always remember, my dear pile number 3, nothing can beat you down, and you've already proven it to yourself a million times. It is now about fulfilling something, because by fulfilling this, you liberate yourself forever from that past energy. And my dear pile number 3, this is exactly what I see in your reading on your higher self's message on how to heal a wound that will instantly make you grounded and fortunate. I truly hope you've enjoyed your reading. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please do consider joining the memberships. It's a great way to support me if you can and wish to do so. You will find a join button right under this video. I've also left a link first thing in the description box to make it easy for you to find. If you do, I really thank you. Thank you guys for all the type of supports. Sending you so much love. Wishing you the best on your journey, my dear pile number 3. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.